We are blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through the grace of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Once again, to be invited by good people, to be in the company of good people, talking about the Creator and the best of creation, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. It is these moments that will benefit us in this world and will benefit us when we are in need of every favour in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At each of these gatherings over the last 6 weeks, we have heard many stories from which we gain lessons to better our lives. And yesterday, during one of the speeches, we were told about the need in our lives for the respect of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. You may not find these things in books. We were told of a holy person who came to know the fame of a person in the same vicinity where this holy person lived. Many people were talking about this personality. It intrigued the holy person to go and look for himself what these people were talking about, who this very important person was believed to be very important. So they took the journey with one of their own. And when they saw this person, perform an act which in itself is not a very good act. They saw this person spit on the floor. Now you and I may not think that that is a bad thing, but there are many different ways of executing that action. But what this holy person saw was this person, whilst he was spitting, he was facing the direction of the home of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The holy person noticed this and came back to the place from where he came. The person who he was with noted that, "Oh holy person, you undertook this long journey. You came here from a long way away. You didn't even take the opportunity to meet this person." And the response from the holy person was that if one person has this little respect for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and everything connected with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, then that person is not important, that person is unimportant. And therefore I need not waste any more time in knowing this person. Now this story was from a long time ago. And I noticed a very similar respectful act today from a person who none of you in this room yet know, but all of you can see him. He's the gentleman on my left, on the left of Rahib Sahib. His name is Micheal Russell. He is from the United States of America, from a place called Minnesota. He's a university student. It was his great pleasure that at a difficult moment in his life, he was present in a room. He was invited to attend a gathering by his professor. And as luck would have it, two wonderful personalities were the guests of honor at that gathering. And those two personalities were Hazur Qibla Sahib and Hazur Qibla Sahib. And this person, I will introduce him in a short while. He will come and tell you his own story. But from the moment that he saw our shiyukh, he tells me that he felt and he knew all his troubles were over. The level of respect that this man, I met him for 5 minutes earlier on today. I had a conversation with him. And when Pir Sahib walked into the room, Pir Sahib greeted him. He returned that greeting But instead of putting forward his hand to meet the hand of Hazrat Pir Sahib, he said, I don't know if my hand is worthy of touching your hand. Now that is the impact that our shuyukh have, definitely on us, or on every single being that comes into their gathering. Micheal hasn't spoken at any one of these events before. I am sure he is a little bit nervous, and he probably doesn't understand all of the languages that we have spoken and that we will speak. But I know that we are quite good at welcoming a brother to our gatherings. And we are going to invite Micheal to come and say a few words to share his story. And Micheal, I tell you, you don't need to feel nervous, because we are very proud to have you here today. And our pride is going to show in 2 seconds. I'm going to say Nara Takbir and I want you to answer, and I'm going to say the next Nara and I want you to answer. And I want you to show Micheal how welcome you are, how welcoming you are to him, and how welcome he is to us. So, Nara Takbir! Nara Takbir! Nara Risala! Nara Risala! Nara Risala! Micheal, would you come and say a few words?